Good morning and welcome to Nucleus. Thank you so much for being here this morning. The first thing I want to say is what an awesome building. What a beautiful facility, and thank you for allowing us to be here this morning to announce this great new innovation for the Jefferson County Public Schools. So can we give our host a round of applause for allowing us to be here? We thought that the Nucleus Innovation Park would be the perfect place to kick off our latest initiative because it fully embodies the energy of ideas and transformation. This old Haymarket block once flourished with farmers, but as people's needs changed, the area lost its luster. Now a new crop of entrepreneurs has arrived to rejuvenate this block and all of Louisville with innovations, products, and companies that meet 21st century needs. The JCPS Schools of Innovation Design Competition seeks to do the same. Students' needs have changed, but our goal of ensuring every single one of them graduates prepared has not. We need to think differently. We need to use new approaches to engage all students. We need innovations just like the one that brought Nucleus to life. We have a brief video to explain why JCPS needs this new kind of community engagement, and it's my pleasure to introduce that. And again, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Some people may think education fits into a nice little box. Teachers teach, children learn, students graduate. It's a little more complicated than that.
We don't all learn the same.
We all come with different needs.
Not all of us get support at home.
And what happens to those students who fall outside the box?
It's time to start thinking outside of the box.
Jefferson County is one of only 4 school districts in Kentucky to receive Districts of Innovation status.
We're going to conduct a community-wide design competition to take innovative ideas to create schools of innovation in Jefferson County.
What would your school look like?
I would have a school on top of a dinosaur's back. It would be colorful.
I want school in outer space.
How would you engage students?
How would you reach struggling students?
How would you create next generation learners?
How would your school ensure that we are college and career ready?
It's time to think outside the box.
To create great 21st century jobs and for our great city to reach all of its economic potential, we have to have a workforce that's all focused on innovation, and it all starts with education.
No matter what side of the aisle you're on,
the key to Louisville's future is in its children.
Me.
Me.
Me. I am Louisville's future.
I am Louisville's future.
I am Louisville's future.
There's innovation happening all around the city.
It's time to innovate in our schools.
It's time to think outside the box.
It's time to start thinking outside of the box.
It's time to think outside the box.
It's time to think outside the box.
Thank you, Chair Porter, and I want to thank all the guests that are here with us today. I've been honored to get to know you over the past little over 2 years as serving as your superintendent. One of the most important things I've learned is that this community has a passion for improvement. It is not afraid of the question that the video asked: how do we reach children who don't respond to cookie-cutter education? The community says no to the status quo. This community finds a better way, and this community innovates. There is an unyielding current of ideas carrying this city forward. We know with your help, JCPS will move with it and achieve our goal of becoming the best urban district. So when the Kentucky Department of Education designated JCPS as one of only 4 districts of innovation in the state and granted us the freedom to explore all options for improving student achievement, we knew where to start: with you. One of the keys to ensuring all students graduate is you, and it's time to unlock all solutions. Today, I'm thrilled to announce the first ever JCPS School of Innovation Design Competition. This contest will give you the opportunity to create a new JCPS school. But we don't want to see your ideas on paper. We want to see them in action. So we will provide the best innovators with support to bring the vision of the out-of-the-standard schoolhouse education to life as early as the fall of 2015. This is a unique idea, so let me say that again. A real school serving real students, designed by you, operating in the Jefferson County Public School System as early as 2015. That is how we will contribute to the current of innovation surging through this city and meeting the swiftly shifting demands of the 21st century. We hope that anyone who has ever thought to themselves, I know what JCPS could do better, will bring an idea to the table. Parents, students, business leaders, educators, education activists, community organizations, and all representatives, everyone, I invite you to innovate. You can submit a proposal as an individual or as part of a team. The competition itself will then happen in 2 phases. In the first phase, we will narrow the field to the most promising designers. In the second, JCPS will provide finalists with the technical support to move their concept from big idea to a real plan of action. Phase 1 starts with a letter of intent due December 10th and an official application due January 31st. In February, we will ask all applicants to present their ideas to a School of Innovation Design Review Panel during a public forum. The panel will be made up of JCPS officials, Metro government representatives, higher education administrators and professors, business leaders, community-based organization representatives, students, teachers, and parents. These stakeholders represent those who are critical to student success. So rightfully, they will all play an important role in the process. This panel will flip the script. They will ask competition participants the same questions KDE asks us when we have an idea. Why does JCPS need this kind of school? What is innovative about this design? What research or evidence supports the proposal? How will it improve student achievement? And what human, fiscal, and facility resources will be needed to bring it to life? These are big questions, but they are the only kind that result in real solutions. So the proposals with the best answers will be presented to our wonderful Board of Education in late February. The board will again ask questions of the designers and offer advice for moving forward. Then phase 2 of the competition begins. From February to June, the Schools of Innovation finalists will work with JCPS staff to translate their proposal into an action plan, complete with a baseline budget, operational structure, curriculum alignment, and other components. JCPS staff will link designers with external and internal experts. Together, they will turn a purpose into a plan. The finalized proposals will be presented to the Board of Education this summer, and our board members will decide which will become JCPS's first School of Innovation. This will be a new world of teaching and learning. Within it, we will employ the daring and different strategies that you developed. We will watch students grow and achieve within a structure you created. We will live up to our Districts of Innovation designation with the help of your creativity and commitment. This competition will challenge the traditional decision-making process. It will allow the entire community to look with fresh eyes at a very old question. How do we ensure every child is successful? That is a big question. But as I've said, the community does not fear a big question. This community has faced that kind of question head on before, and this time it will have 100% of our support. I know this community will find a way. This community will innovate. We just can't wait to see how. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium our partner, David Cook, from the Kentucky Department of Education. He is the Director of Innovation and Partner Engagement. David.
Thank you, Dr. Hargens. I get a little bit excited, so if I get too excited this morning, when I'm standing in front of a group of folks who are getting ready to embark on something as exciting as this, it gets my juices flowing. I tell people my job is some days the greatest job in the world and other days the most frustrating, because when I'm in this kind of a situation, people understand what we're trying to do. It makes it very exciting. Some days I have to talk to people who don't understand what we're trying to do, and that makes it frustrating. In 2010, Representative Carl Rollins, who was then the Education Committee Chair of the House of Representatives at the state legislature, introduced for the first time a bill to create districts of innovation. And his notion was simple. Why can't we give local public school districts the opportunity to think the ways that Jefferson County is thinking today? And as happens many times with legislation in our state General Assembly, it went so far and it failed. In 2011, it went so far a little farther and it failed again. But in 2012, the legislation was finally passed in both chambers and enacted. We spent the next year writing regulation, which some of you may know is a very, very tedious task. You have to get it just right. It's also a little bit hard to write a piece of regulation when it's counterintuitive to what the regulation process is designed to do. Because what is the regulation process designed to do? Put parameters around people trying to implement a law. Well, when you're trying to take the parameters off people trying to implement a law, it makes it very difficult to write such a regulation. But we accomplished that task, and in June of 2013, the Kentucky Board of Education heard from us, the staff, a recommendation of 4 districts to be granted District of Innovation status. I was extremely excited, both in reading their application, your application, but you being a part of that final list after a long review process, that you guys were included in that 4. Because you have some opportunity here to do things that none of the other 3 can do. You have a much obviously larger playground in which to play, and you have a much bigger box to get out of. Folks will tell you that I don't really like that phrase, but I'm going to stick to it today because it's part of your video. I'd rather we just pretend there weren't any boxes, because sometimes when you get out of a box, you sometimes keep looking back in top of that box to try to see what you want to leave from that box or pull out of that box. Just create new boxes. That's what I hope the Schools of Innovation Design Competition will do. Ms. Porter, you probably don't know it, but you actually quoted almost directly from the legislation itself. People ask me all the time, and it is sometimes frustrating, what's innovation? What's innovation when we're talking about teaching and learning? And they want me to give them a real nice, neat definition that works for every school district, that works for every school, that works for every teacher. Well, it's not really that simple. But in the legislation, we have a very actually simple definition, which Ms. Porter actually shared today. And it says simply this: a new or creative alternative to existing instructional administrative practices intended to improve student learning and student performance of all students. I think the key words in that are a new approach. We can't keep doing, and you hear this over and over again, the same things and expecting different results. We have to go out there and say, what's going to be the best way involving the community at large to create environments where every single kid in Jefferson County can be successful, can graduate college and career ready, and move on to a life of success, sufficiency, civic engagement, all the things we want for every one of our kids. So today I am extremely honored. I bring greetings and well wishes in addition to what was on the video. Apparently there's 2 or 3 different things going on in this great city today, and my commissioner is at one of the other ones, so he wasn't able to attend today. He wishes he could be here. We are excited about this competition. This is exactly what we had hoped for when we started this competition, our competition. It wasn't really a competition. It was an opportunity for any state school district to apply. But Jefferson County's application, when I read especially this part of it, I was really really ready to go. I said, Dr. Hargens and I talk quite frequently, and I said, I am really excited about the opportunities that this provides you all. A chance to say, you know what, if we're given the freedoms that we need, this district, the largest district in the state, our only urban district, can change things just like little bitty Eminence right up the road can. It's a different situation, and it requires a different means of getting there, and this is one of the means of getting there. So I am just extremely honored to be here. I'm extremely excited about what's going to happen when these designs come in. I hope everybody in this room realizes that some of them are going to make you go, what? What are you talking about? You can't do that. Trust me, you can. If it makes it better for even 15 children in Jefferson County, it's the right thing to do. If it means that we turn roles and responsibilities on their heads, if we turn governance on its head, if we turn instructional programming on its head, if we think about school happening anytime, anywhere that kids have access to the internet, then we need to do it. We need to make sure that every single one of the students in this beautiful city has the opportunity to be the person that they can be. So I applaud this effort. I'm excited that we were able to be a part of making it happen, and I look forward to working with this community in making it implemented and deployed and successful beyond all measure. Thank you very much.
That's exciting. All of the what ifs, all of the possibilities in the possibility city. So it's clear to see why David Cook is KDE's Director of Innovation and Partner Engagement. And we also are pleased today to have with us Ted Smith, who is not only Louisville Metro's Chief of Economic Growth and Innovation, but is also a member of the Schools of Innovation Design Review Panel, which will select our competition finalists. Ted.
Well, thank you and good morning. And the more that I hear about this, the more regret I have for being on the panel, which disqualifies me from entering the competition. So hats off to you, Dr. Hargens. No, but in all seriousness, this event couldn't come at a better time. Many of you know that Mayor Fisher has just completed a very large public input phase for the 25-year vision plan called Vision Louisville. In that process, over 3 months, we had over 4,000 ideas submitted from our great community. And I think none of us really believed, although most of us were accountable to believe, that we could get that much participation. And just to give you an idea, I think New York City, when they did their last planning activity, they had 450 submissions or something like that. So I'm very proud that we have a community that is ready. And when I looked over some of the ideas that were submitted for Vision Louisville, many of them called for a 21st century approach to learning, often using that phrase exactly. So I think there's a ready acknowledgement that we can put the 20th century behind us now, put it in history, and that we need to think a little differently. And so I couldn't be happier. This is the perfect time to follow that momentum with something substantial for everybody to do. And I'll tell you, as Mayor Fisher's first head of innovation, the single best tool in the innovation toolbox are prizes and challenges. And you've heard, some of the excitement about, hey, bring your ideas. Let me give you the other side of this. Not only do we need big ideas, but we need broad participation. Anytime really great challenges have been solved, we are often surprised at where those solutions come from. And so not only do we need you to think about big, but we need you to think about broad. Who is the unlikely person? I mean, we know who the likely people are, and I think they've had a couple of shots at this. So I think we need to hear from the unlikely. So, and that's, that's by age, that's by race, that's by ethnicity, that's everybody. We need everybody. We know a lot about genetic diversity. Now the phrase is cognitive diversity. We need to hear from all sorts of people and the way they see the world, the things they get excited about. So that's my challenge to you, knowing that we've done it as a community recently. Everybody's ready. I hope by December 10th, you're inbox is flooded with letters of intent. And I guess the last big challenge, and I think this is important because you should all look for metrics for how you know this is going well. So the key is the ideas that we see should make bureaucrats gasp. Okay, so that's it. I mean, we heard a little bit of that before, but I mean, really, that's how you know you're in the time zone is, you know, somebody who's been doing this for a while said, well, that can't possibly be done, you're crazy. Now you should feel good, like we're getting to a place that's going to work. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing what everybody submits.